For a motor mount to put my outboard on. There's lots to choose from, but not a whole lot that are rated for a 4-stroke engine, because apparently a 4-stroke has more torque on the lower end or something like that, and it's a little heavier. So all the ones that were designed for a 4-stroke were very expensive, like $400, $500, $600. So Panther has one. I noticed, I found after a while, and it's this one right here. So it's got same, I guess, board polyurethane as their more expensive drop-down units, but it's just a straight, basically a straight thing that just bolts right onto your boat. So you can tip your motor up and down, but you can't raise it and lower it. Yeah, so the motor mount itself, like I said, is very strong and for a 4-stroke. So it has all the specifications that I need, and it doesn't drop down. Now I haven't got it installed yet, but I think it's going to work out fine. But if you look at the reviews online of this unit, it doesn't have really good rating. It's because the mounting system that comes with it is pretty terrible. It's not really fit. Really what you need to do is when you get the new unit, you need to throw out all the nuts and bolts and go get your own. So here's what I did to modify what was sent, or what came in the box, basically, to make it work okay. It comes with these little bolts here. Now inside, behind this bolt, is a little square thing, and you can see this is square kind of on the back, and that's supposed to hold while you torque in the nut part on the other side. But obviously plastic is not going to hold up to that, or polyurethane. It's not going to hold up to the torque on this little bit of a square spot right here. So what happens is the hole here gets rounded out, and there's no way to tighten up this bolt good because you keep spinning around. Really, you need something here that you can grab like a hex nut. Then you can really tighten your bolt in through. Right? You can tighten it on, get a good torque on it, and tighten the mounting bracket onto the whatever these things are called. So what I had to do was I bought new bolts with a hex on this side and on the other side, so you can really tighten it in. What I had to do though to make that work okay, because you need a countersunk, particularly on these up here, because your engine is going to come down this far, so you really can't have like this nut sticking out a little bit, because your engine back is not going to sit flat on here. So what I did, I had to drill out the hole a little more with a 1-inch bit, and I only had to maybe go down about 1/8 of an inch into the thing, so that this here countersinks. Right now, as you can see, the bolt is countersunk. So once I drilled that out and got some new bolts, it went together well. And this is solid right through, so it's not like you're gonna interfere with the integrity of the whole unit itself. I don't think. I can't see it. It's only 1/8 of an inch, but that's just my take. You might do it and have a different experience. So in any case, I drilled it out a little bit so the bolts will countersink, and it's very solid. I mean, I think it's going to work well once I get it installed. Got a rope there tied around so I don't drop it in the water as I'm installing it, because my boat is currently, as you can see, just floating by the dock here. So basically I got it all ready to go now. I know where I'm going to put it on the back of my boat, and so that's what I'm going to work on next, and I'll show you all how it looks when I get it installed. Okay, so I got my bracket on. The boat is in the water. That kind of makes it a little bit difficult, but I'll just show you how I did it, and lessons I've learned to kind of save you a bit of trouble along the way. So in the back here I have probably a 1x1, a nice backing board for the bolts to go through. I mean, you could fiberglass that on if you want, but all they recommend in the instructions is washers, big washers. That got to be a lot better than that. So that's inside the boat. I'll show you how I get outside the boat and show you. All right, so I'm in my brother's boat here, kind of floating on the water so I can get at this properly. But I kind of put it on crooked the first time, made a couple of mistakes. So I'm going to show you what I did, and hopefully you can. My problem is the board in behind was very hard to access. So I couldn't drill all the holes in the board and then poke the bolts all through, because I couldn't find them when I tried to put it in place in there. So what I would recommend and what I think works is that if you put probably this bolt, one of the top bolts, right on through the wood and secured it. Now I got a couple of shims in mine just because my back is so tilted. It's still tilted a bit, but just to bring it this way a little bit on the bottom so the motor's not too slanted. So I made those out of a bit of teak. Actually, Gerald made those. It's just a couple of wedges cut basically. So what I did, or what I would recommend, is on one of those top bolts, put it in place, the height that you want, and drill it right through the plywood and everything in behind, and put this bolt in secure. And then you can move this then up and down to get it level. But you want to make sure you got your height from the water line first. Now I got a long shaft, so I needed about 21, 22 inches from the water line, which is easy to find when your boat's in the water. And then I just use the level. Right? So you see the bubbles in the middle. When you get that, okay, so you got this bolt secured. So you can just shimmy this up and down until you get it level. And then I drill through a hole here right on in through the plywood and put the bolt in. Drill the hole here right on in through the plywood and put the bolt in and tighten it up. So basically that worked very well. Still got one more bolt to put in over there. And if you're doing it while you're sitting on the water, buy some extra bolts, because I got a couple down there somewhere. So that's basically it. So I got to put one more bolt in there now. This is a very sturdy little motor mount, I must say. As you can see, I did make a couple little errors and some holes drilled there that I didn't need, but that's only in the shim, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. So now I'll put that bolt in, and basically the job is done. Tighten them all up, and way to go. Now you might have a little bit of difficulty getting your hole drilled here because this kind is in the way. But if you moved it around and, you know, till you got your holes drilled and then pull it back, you can manage it. Well, that's it. This thing comes with terrible bolts. You might as well just go buy all new bolts when you buy the unit, in my opinion, and redo all the bolt system yourself. But in saying all that, it is a sturdy system for sure. Okay, so I just plywood and all, and I'll ready to put the bolt right on into there, and it's done. And I'm pretty pleased so far. We're doing about 5.5 knots, and that's basically what we did on the inboard. Pull it.
Good reaction, good turn.
This turn's good, and it's a lot quieter, and works great. Happy with that. So I've been using this Panther motor mount now all summer long. It's been using it maybe for a couple of months, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Now it doesn't, like, you can't tilt your motor up, but I didn't really want to tilt it up anyway, because in a marina like this it's kind of dangerous to have your motor tilted up. You got a risk of being hit by another boat and so on and so forth. So that's really the only drawback, and I didn't want one that you can tilt up because they kind of stand off too far from the boat, and they're either too high or too far from the boat. Don't look the best in my opinion, and that's always a complaint with these boats. You know, you're putting an outboard motor on a classic sailboat. People say that's not very nice, but hey, I wouldn't go back to an inboard motor on this particular boat because just access to it causes too many maintenance issues. This has been total freedom here summer with my little 6 horsepower Yamaha. Works beautifully. Pushes the boat along just as fast as the inboard did. But the motor mount itself has been solid. I haven't had any issues with it since I installed it. So, and it's good, you know, other than the fact that you can't tilt it up, which I don't really need to do anyway. I'm quite happy with it. So, hope that was helpful to somebody. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to help you out or answer them. Take care. Have a good day.